I'm Dean Huppert, Director of Marketing and Development for Mishawaka Schools, and I'm here with the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, Keith Kinder. This is the Coaches Show, and we're proud to have Southwestern Michigan College back as our sponsor this year. Coach, it's game week. I know you're fired up, and you've been working all year towards this.
Yeah, we've had a really good summer. Spent all June in the weight room. Got on the field in July for a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks here in August that we've been gearing up for this game. I know our kids are excited to play a really good team.
You've had a lot of success. You're here in your sixth year. You're 45-15. Talk about the process. I heard you talk to the kids about that the other night. This isn't just showing up and playing a football game. This is a year-long investment.
It really is. From the weight room, in the classroom, and getting ourselves trained mentally and physically, to just the coaching staff and the time we spend in the off season trying to figure out ways to improve and try to adapt. And we completely revamped the way we practice. We're completely revamping the way we approach game night. So those are things that while we have had success, we don't want to just keep doing the same things we've been doing. We're trying to build on that stuff, and we're trying to get to the next level.
Last year, a tremendous year, 10-2 in the regional. I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but winning 4 out of 5 sectionals, I know that you're always trying to take that next step. What did you take out of last year that you want to push forward to move the needle forward this year?
That we're closer than I thought we were as a program. We're up 3 touchdowns to the team that gets beat in overtime in the semi-state to the state champion. So if you play that out, we're not that far away from the opportunity to compete for state championship. So that's been the message to the staff, to our program all off season, is how do we bridge that gap, right? We're getting closer, but it's about finding ways to get even closer and to try to knock down that wall.
Turn the page. We've got a great opener this week, Mishawaka Marian. They had 10, 11, and 12 wins in a span there before last year's down season. But you expect them to come back. You expect them to have speed, and they want to play Mishawaka.
Yeah, the last 2 years we've been fortunate enough to get them. But what I've reminded our kids is the last time that they were on this field, it ended very disappointingly for us. So they have such a great program. I have so much respect for what they do, what they have done, particularly like you said in the postseason. We know it's going to be a great atmosphere. We know it's going to be a great game. It's two groups that know each other very well, whether it's the coaching staffs or the players. These guys grew up together, competing against each other in Little League and youth football and all that stuff. So we know it's going to be exciting for our kids, and we know that they're better than they were a year ago.
If there's a season to be excited for, it's this one. You start out with Marian, go to Penn, you've got Northridge on the road. Of course, the Northern Lakes Conference is going to be tough.
Yeah, our schedule is built to prepare us for the tournament. And, coming out of the gate with those first, basically the first month of the season, we're going to be challenged every week. And so, like we've talked to our kids, we're not talking about week 2 or week 3 or anything like that. We haven't spent a single second talking about any other opponent than Marian all summer. Our goal is to get off on the right foot to start the season, and so our focus has been how do we beat those guys on Friday night.
Yeah, I watched you in the scrimmage. I've seen you in some of the practices. You like your guys. Talk about some of the players who are going to be impact players and just maybe the feel you have for this team. I mean, there's been a lot of them through the years, but this is the most recent, and this may be one of your favorites.
I think they're interesting because they're just steady, right? Like it's not a group that talks a lot. It's not a group that has high rah-rah energy, but they practice well every day. They compete, they practice hard. Someone that's stood out to me a great deal over the course of the first 3 weeks has been Brady Newsome. He started as a sophomore at safety, and the amount that he's grown up over the summer to having great days every single day, to being a good leader. He's fun to be around. I've been impressed with the way Carmine Orozco, another junior, has practiced. And then our seniors, we've got a great group of seniors that have had multiple years of experience. Jack Troyer, Brady Fisher, Trey Thomas, Matt Willis, Ethan Bryce, like all of those guys have provided great leadership. I expect those 5 seniors that I just mentioned to be involved in being captains for us this year in some way.
Keys to success, maybe for the opener, maybe for the season.
Well, I think it's just managing emotions, in the first game. That's coaches, that's players. You never know what to expect. I always think about this during this week is like I don't even remember what it's like to be on the sideline on a Friday night until it happens again. It just seems it's just so new and exciting every time it happens. So getting rid of those emotions as fast as possible, I think is going to be really key. And then, as always for us, I think if we take care of the football, we can manage our possessions, end up with points, keep the ball out of their hands. They've got some really good playmakers on defense. So, not turning it over, and then I think on the other side of the ball, limiting big plays. I think if we can, they've got some athletes, they're going to get first downs, but can we keep them from the 30, 40-yard chunk plays and make them earn their possessions?
Just hearing the energy in your voice, you can tell this is going to be a special time. It's the walking through the tunnel, the sounds that you have, the smell of the popcorn. It might be oh yeah, there's traditions at Mishawaka that people can appreciate, and I know you do, and we're looking forward to this year.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it too.
All right, this has been Keith Kinder with the Coaches Show, sponsored by Southwestern Michigan College.